everybody, welcome to Provost Park Pass. One of the most asked questions I get all the time is, what is my favorite trivia about Disneyland? So today, in today's video, I'm gonna show you my 9 favorite trivia pieces about Disneyland. 9 trivia, 9 trivia, 9. Let's go show you my very favorite 9 pieces of trivia here at Disneyland. Hey, if you could do me a huge favor as we continue on this video, before we even get really started, can you hit that like button and the subscribe button? It just really helps our channel, and it lets me know that you guys like the content that we're doing here at Disney. So hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, and I would just think that you're amazing as this trivia. Okay, let's continue on with this video. Let's do this. Okay, so for the number 9 favorite fact of mine here at Disney that I want to share with you guys, we're here on Tom Sawyer Island. Right behind me is the fort, and you got to come up real close to the fort and go by the bathrooms to check out this amazing little detail. It's something I guarantee you've probably never really seen, or if you have, you just went in one ear and out the other. Let's check it out because I think it's so fun. All right, so here we are. It says restrooms, and if you'll notice, this is accessible by men or women. And look at the sign. They got a little pirate hat and a little eye patch. And the women, they've got, look at this, they got their buccaneers and a little bandana. How cute is that? Can you believe that? How cute is that? Plus, a lot of you probably didn't realize there are restrooms here on Tom Sawyer Island, Pirate's Lair, whatever you like to call it. But yeah, there are. So yeah, that's cool. Number 9 thing, my number 9 favorite little fact about Disneyland: the bathrooms on Tom Sawyer Island have a little eye patch. For the number 8 best detail of trivia that I like here at Disneyland, you gotta come on Main Street, and then you're gonna walk right here by the service stable, and then turn a hard right. It looks like you're going to this area, but what you want to see is this door right here, right next to the Mad Hatter. This door here says employees only. This is the only place in all of Disney that says employees only, because employees are known as cast members. But when they were building Disneyland, the Opera House was the mill. That's where the wood mill was. And the wood mill employees, they worked really hard, and because of them, they were able to complete most of these facades on time. This is an homage to them, so they kept the name here, employees only, right here. It's the only place where you can see employees, and I love that. That's the number 8, my favorite thing of trivia here in Disneyland. Let's continue on. Yes, you look so good. Have a good one. Okay, so for my number 7 most favorite piece of trivia here in Disneyland, it's Fantasyland has more clocks in it than any other land. And that's because, why? Well, because all of the fairy tales basically run around time. They're running out of time, there's curfews, you're growing old. So there are clocks in Fantasyland, and most people don't know that. And a lot of them aren't correct. So let's go look at the clocks in Fantasyland for my number 7 favorite piece of trivia here at Disneyland. Right as you walk into the castle, you're gonna come across the first clock that you see. It's usually set at midnight, not always. It's not a real clock, and it's right here as you come right through the tunnel. You look right here. Oh, look, it's set at midnight. There's the clock right there. It's the first clock that you're gonna see. And that clock there, it's changed. The people that change it are the Disney custodial staff. As they clean it, they'll sometimes move those arms around to make them different, but that's the first little clock you see right there. But that's not the only clock. There's a whole bunch more, so we're gonna go find the other ones, so check them out. Right up here above the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, you have got another clock right there. And then moving right over here to Peter Pan, you have another clock right up there. Then, now of course there's also another clock on It's a Small World. So that has clocks. There's more clocks here in Fantasyland than any other land. Hello, hi! So there you go. My number 7 favorite piece of trivia in Disneyland, more clocks in Fantasyland than any other land. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Did I mention that Snow White, did I mention that It's a Small World has a clock? I can't remember. I think I did. All right, continue on. All right, so I had to wait for it to get to be dark to show you this one. My favorite here, we're in Disney California Adventure, Cars Land, and I'm gonna show you my 6th favorite piece of trivia here at Disney California Adventure, the 3rd blinking light. Every 3rd blink is a little bit longer. That's the second one. Here's the 3rd one. And you'll notice it's a little bit longer, just like Fillmore says in the movie. One, here it comes, and a long blink. I absolutely love that attention to detail here at Disney California Adventure. Love it. 1, 2, 3. And that is my 6th favorite piece of trivia here in Disneyland, or actually Disney California Adventure, the 3rd long blinking light. Okay, so before we get to the 5th best piece of trivia here in Disney, I just kind of wanted to take a quick little moment and talk to you. I am talking to you. I just want you to know how amazing you are, how important you are. And I know that sometimes life gets us down, but I just want you to know that you are awesome. You are amazing. And specifically, there's certain people I really want to talk about. I know there's a family real recently got some maybe sad news, some hard news from a doctor about a loved one. I want you to know that you are loved here at Provost Park Pass. And I know that there's a student right now who's studied so hard for a test, and for whatever reason, when you got the test, you didn't do that great. You might have bombed it. That doesn't mean anything on you. That's just it was maybe a bad test. You are smart and you are amazing. And I know that there's some parents out there that are like worried about, like, the holidays are coming up. They're like, hey, you know, it's hard. We're trying to make ends meet, and we don't have a lot of extra money for Christmas presents, and they're worried about that. You are an amazing parent, and spending your time with your children is the best gift that you can absolutely give them. I want each and every one of you to know how amazing you are, how important you are, and how wonderful you are. You make the world a better place, and I mean that. You are special, you are wonderful, and you are awesome. All right, let's continue on and go do the number 5th best piece of trivia here in Disneyland. For the 5th best piece of trivia here at Disneyland, we got to go into Adventureland. Adventure! Now, Adventureland is the only land that doesn't sell popcorn and churros. And the original reason why was because they were worried that if you came in here and you had a popcorn and the churro smell, that it would really take away from the aesthetics of being here in Adventureland, going on an adventure. Nowadays, they still don't sell popcorn and churro in Adventureland because there's just not enough room for the popcorn and churro carts. But I love that original reasoning, thinking to themselves, hey, you know what? We don't want to ruin Adventureland by having popcorn smell. Now, I know my wife Amanda would be like, what are you talking about? That would never ruin anything. That just enhances everything. But I think it's a real cool piece of trivia here in Disneyland. Adventureland, no popcorn, no churros. What? Wait a minute. Have you liked this video yet? Okay, continuing on. Okay, for the number 4 coolest piece of trivia, I think we have to go into Frontierland. Now, I know when I tell you guys a lot of this trivia, a lot of you will be like, whatever, and it's not that cool. But I found this to be incredibly fascinating. So let me show it to you. Right here in Frontierland, you see like the little, that's like the pin trading, a little can right there. There's a little pathway right here. This is the least walked pathway in all of Disneyland. So a long time ago, I was down here, I was doing a video on the top 5 bathrooms of Disneyland. I know, crazy. I'll put a link right around here somewhere if you want to watch the video. But before I did the video, I was doing my research. I had contacted Disney and I went on a tour with some of the heads of custodians, and they taught me all about the history of bathrooms and whatnot. It was kind of cool. But then at one point in the day, we were walking along this pathway, just walking along, going somewhere, and they dropped this knowledge. They're like, by the way, did you know, Chris, that this pathway you're on right now is the least walked down pathway in all of Disneyland? And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, because they calculate like crowds. This is just the least crowded place in all of Disneyland. I thought that was one of the most fantastic pieces of nuggets of Disney trivia I've ever even heard of, so I love it. So, come down here, walk in this pathway, and you're walking in a place where hardly anybody ever walks when you come to Disneyland. That's like the 4th coolest piece of trivia here at Disneyland. Yeah, yay, nay, yes, no. Okay, before I get to the top 3 coolest pieces of trivia here at Disneyland, I just want to say this. If you were thinking about coming down to Disneyland, I'm going to tell you the best way to do this. You can click the link down below, and that'll take you to Getaway today, and you will get the very best rates you can on your tickets here at Disney. But if you're like, I don't like to do that, and you're like, well, you call the number. You call 1-877-GETAWAY, 1-877-GETAWAY. Just be sure to tell them Provost Park Pass sent you, because we've negotiated with them to get you guys the lowest rates on tickets when you come to Disneyland. And here's something really cool. Did you know that they have like a payment plan? You can get your tickets and you just make little small payments on it for whenever you're ready to go. I mean, you can buy your tickets all the way up to 2024. So if you want to give like somebody like a Christmas present or a holiday present and give them tickets, you can do that and just pay it off over time. The only caveat is you have to have it paid off 10 days before you go on your whole vacation. So if you're going to be going in 2024, just do small payments. Yeah, there you go. You can get the lowest prices. All right, let's continue on to the top 3 pieces of trivia here in Disneyland, according to Chris Provost. For number 3, we have to go back into Frontierland. And this is one of the very first pieces of trivia that I ever read about and learned about, and I love it. And it's right here in Frontierland. I feel like Frontierland's kind of a little underrated. It's an amazing land, though. You got all the shops, you got the shooting arcade over here. But what I want to show you right is over here is this amazing piece of trivia. You'll notice at Frontierland, they have like this little boardwalk where you walk along with your shoes right there, walk along. Now, back in the day, cowboys, of course, would come outside, walk in the mud, and they go into a store. if they were respectful to the store owner, they would scrape their foot on the wood planks to get rid of all their mud before they go in the store. And what did Disney do? Well, Disney has painted faux mud. So right there on the boardwalk, how cool is that? Like you go like this, scrape your foot off, scrape your foot off, and that has the faux mud as if you, like the Cowboys really scrape their boots. How cool. I love that attention to detail. Only Disney would paint fake mud on a sidewalk. All right, now, in order to do the number 2 coolest piece of trivia here at Disney, I'm gonna take you over to Disney California Adventure. So let's go over to Disney California Adventure. Okay, so now we are in Disney California Adventure, and what I'm about to show you is the number 2 piece of best trivia in all of Disney. This could be contender for number 1. It is so awesome, and most people just don't know it. I love it. Now, right behind me, that is the Mickey's Philharmonic Magic Theater. It used to be Muppets 3D. That's important. It used to be a Muppets 3D theater. And there's a remnants of the Muppets 3D theater here, and they just painted over it, so most people don't even notice it here, and I absolutely love it. Let me show it to you. All right, so there's the theater. We're gonna walk right in here where it says Hollywood Studios. And this here is the exit to the Mickey's Philharmonic, but it also used to be the exit to what? The Muppets Theater. Now, if you look right up here, what do you see? You see some remnants. Look right there. There's like glasses. See that? They have them welded on. I'll back up so you see a little better, but there's some glasses right there. Craziness up there. Let me back up so you see it. All right, so here's the first pair of glasses. You can see it well there because, you know, the Muppets are wacky and crazy. They have like little glasses right there. Even like the little chain holding on. They just painted it over and made it like a tan color so you wouldn't notice it, but we notice it. And then the other pair of glasses is right over here. Let me show us to the other pair of glasses. It's right over here, and most people don't notice them either. It kind of makes like a pair of glasses and a nose. Let's see if I can get it right there. It's kind of hard to see. Back up right there, and there you go. You can see the pair of glasses and like kind of like a nose off that pipe. That is a remnant from what? The Muppets 3D Vision right there. If you look up here, you can also see one more thing. You can see that little smokestack. It's kind of like a little frowny face on it. They just painted over it thinking nobody noticed it, but we notice it, guys. We notice it. And that is one of my absolute times favorite piece of trivia right there. The remnants of the Muppets 3D Vision right there. Most people don't even know that it's there. It is awesome. I love that. It's so good. Could almost be number 1. All right, now we have to go back to Disneyland for you to see the number 1 piece of trivia, in my opinion. Let's go back to Disneyland. Okay, so now we are back in Disneyland, and I'm going to show you my number 1 favorite piece of trivia here in Disneyland. I did a whole video about transitions, how Disneyland does these amazing transitions when you go from one land to the other land. That way it's like not so jarring, because Disney's like, they want it to be amazing and have like a good aesthetic as you go from one land to the other one. This is my very favorite transition, so I'll put that video there if you want to look at the different transitions. This is my favorite piece of trivia right here in Disneyland. Let's check it out. The transition from Fantasyland into Frontierland is absolutely flawless. I'm gonna show you this. It goes from smooth to rough. Check it out. Okay, so here is the drinking fountain right here at Fantasyland, and you'll notice right here the wall is very smooth. That's all the way into Fantasyland, the smooth wall. But as you transition into Frontierland, you'll notice right here the wall gets super rough and it's rugged because we're going into Frontierland because this wall is rugged. I love that transition more than anything. Smooth to rough. So those were my 9 favorite pieces of trivia. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to put down what your favorite pieces of trivia is at Disneyland. But here's the rules. It can't be something I showed here in today's video. And if I get enough people, if I get like 30 people saying the same type of trivia, I will then come and make another video saying this is our viewers' favorite piece of trivia here at Disneyland. So go ahead and write down what your favorite piece of trivia is that I have not included in this video. You guys are amazing. Amazing. Like and subscribe. Disneyland trivia. I love Disneyland trivia. I can't think of a word that rhymes with trivia. Maybe pivia, but I don't think that's a word. Disney trivia is the best, but it's not as cool as you, because you are amazing. Yes, you are. Disney trivia is very fun too.